What's good, family? What's good, family? It's your boy, Urban Sports Guru. Happy Saturday. Good morning. I'm saying I got my workout in this morning. About to get my run in. But let me give y'all my picks for week, I believe it's 15. Week 15. We're going to start off today, 8 o'clock, with the Patriots at Indy. Indy's giving 2.5. We have two physical football teams, two physical offensive lines. Colts, in my opinion, probably tackle probably have the best offensive line in football. They got the best guard in football. Quentin Nelson is best in the business going against that Patriot front who can be run on. Then you have an Indy front who can get run on, especially to play a lot of Tampa 2 to keep their safeties back. They have to deal with Buckner on the interior, but he's more of a 3 technique guy, good at the quarterback, but he's great against the run as well. But which quarterback is going to make the least amount of mistakes, because both teams are going to want to run the football. You got a rookie going against Carson Wentz, who's looking good at times, but sometimes he gets turnover prone. Patriots have won 7 in a row. I believe next week they got Buffalo. I believe they have Buffalo next week. I think they're due for one. And going on the road against an Indy team that needs this game. And they have my guy, Jonathan Taylor running that rock. Indy Patriots can be susceptible, can't get run on. I like Indy giving the 2.5. We got Carolina against Buffalo. Now, Carolina at full strength defensively would be the kind of prototypical team you want against Buffalo. They're the team that can get after the quarterback, and they have guys to cover on the back end. They get after the quarterback not just on the outside, but in the interior, and they have guys to cover on the back end. And when you look at Buffalo, they rely so much on the passing game and big plays. They don't run the football enough. This is the time of year all you hear is run the football, run the football, run the football. There's a reason why. And one of the issues, and I said this last year, what they need to get Josh Allen is a running game. They didn't do that. They heard me check my archives beginning of the season. Hope they get Josh Allen a running game. They haven't done that. Now, I like Sean McDermott as a coach. I like Leslie Frazier as defensive coach. But they have to do something when it comes to the running game, because they're offensively, they have great skill position guys. The offensive line is decent, not great. And you have a supreme talent at quarterback. But your offense is so predicated on getting big plays and him manufacturing these big plays, because you can have good talent on the outside, especially when he's able to break the pocket, contain big plays, happens over the top. But play to play, when you're not able to run the rock, especially at this time of the season, and you play in Buffalo, that's the thing that bugs me out. It's not like you're a dome team. It ain't like you're a dome team and you're going on the road playing in bad weather. Your home stadium is bad weather. That shit against the Patriots a couple weeks ago is embarrassing, and I'm going to tell you why. Both of y'all live in cold weather cities. Buffalo's even worse than New England. How the fuck are they more prepared for the weather than you are in your stadium? And this game is home in Buffalo. I think they're going to win. They're giving 12 with the simple fact that Carolina simply can't score. Carolina offensively, they just in disarray. I think Buffalo's pass rush gets to them and they ends up winning, but I don't see as talented as Buffalo roster is. The one flaw they have could easily just get exploited. But this is the kind of team that they it's almost like a get-right game for them. And when they get games like this year, the game gets very lopsided. They put foot to ass. Defense forces some turnovers, and it gets very lopsided. You expect to see some 45-10. Buffalo. Arizona versus Detroit. I'm saying Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's looked good this year. Came back last week. He met a guy named Aaron Donald. You have heard me speak about this plenty of times. Aaron Donald is Bane in football cleats. I will continue to say it. First play of the game, and you disrespect the guard like that. Whew, that's a bad motherfucker. But anyway, I expect them to do the same against Detroit. Detroit did not play well last week. I think Detroit was just so high they finally won a game. But okay, you finally won a game. You got past that. Now let's get to marching in the direction of being a good football team. Still putting forth that same effort. I expect them to put forth better effort. They don't have Hopkins. I expect it to be a much better game, but Arizona still wins. Jets at Miami. Miami, quiet as kept, has been winning. 6 in a row, something like that. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head. Jets are in complete disarray. This is a point of the season you want to see a team moving in a certain direction. Unfortunately, they're not. The young quarterback, he's not seeing things fast enough, not making the reads. That's what happened with the rookie quarterback. He wasn't trying to do too much. First thing there, plant, get rid of it. And Zach Wilson isn't doing that. I wish he has great arm talent, but I wish he would just like what you saw in the preseason. 1, 2, 3, plant, get rid of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plant, get rid of it. To stop trying to do too much. Now you got Brian Flores to deal with in his defense. They can confuse you. I like Miami. Now you have Dallas, my hated Dallas Cowboys, coming to New York to play my beloved New York Football Giants, who are in complete fucking disarray. Everybody is shitting on Joe Judge right now. What do you call him? Joey Toughnuts, whatever the hell. And one thing I will say, it's hard. It is really hard to win in this league when you don't have a quarterback. It's really freaking hard. This time last year, Joe Judge was viewed in so much of a different light because it looked like he was building something. And it looked like Daniel Jones possibly was building towards something. This year, Daniel Jones once again is injured, been injury prone, missing multiple games. And you don't see that building towards something in the football team with all the injuries and COVID and everything that's happened in the NFL this year. And it's really hard to win when you don't have a quarterback. If Daniel Jones was the guy, Giants would be in a very advantageous position right now, but they're not because Daniel Jones ain't the guy. You have a team where have great talent on the outside, good talent on defense, could use a piece or two on defense, and you have 2 first-round picks, and I don't know how many twos, probably 2 twos, I don't know, y'all could correct me. I don't remember off the top of my head. That's pretty good. But now you're in a position where if you want Sean Watson, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, you're going to have to trade for that. You're going to have to give all that up in the trade, and you don't get to fix the areas you need to get fixed, like an extra lineman or something like that. And now this looks like a get-right game for the Cowboys because they haven't been playing well, particularly in the offensive end. All I can say is this is a point in the season, like, put good game film out for next year. Andrew Thomas, you've had some good times this year. Put good game film out because guess what? Dallas is going to test you. Dallas is going to test you, especially the young rookie linebacker, Micah Parsons. And I'm going to get to what I really feel about Micah Parsons. I think the kid is a stud. I'm going to get to him when I speak later about the Minnesota Vikings. I talked about that. But Dallas is giving 10.5, and I expect them to cover. Tennessee against Pittsburgh. I like Tennessee for this one reasoning. I think their front is going to give Ben Roethlisberger fits. I think they're going to give him fits, and I think that ultimately will be the deciding factor in this football game. Close football game, low scoring, but I think Tennessee's front is going to give them fits, and that'll be the deciding factor. Yeah, Jacksonville got rid of Urban Meyer. You know it's bad when they fire you in the first year. He's made too many mistakes in his first season. I understand you're new on the job, there's a learning curve, whatever the case may be, but he's made too many mistakes, like basically like I'm untouchable, I can do whatever the fuck I want, and it's not cool. And I've heard me talk about this. Where a quarterback gets drafted matters. And this right here has never been more, there's never been more signal of that than this. Trevor Lawrence was the number 1 pick in the draft. Trevor Lawrence has been the most spoken about quarterback since Andrew Luck, since before that, Peyton Manning since before that, John Elway. And this year you freaking forgot about. You forgot about Trevor Lawrence. This is the point of the year where you're supposed to see Trevor Lawrence putting up numbers, looking better and improving. You know, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and let me see what he looks like second half of the season. Check my old videos. This is what I said. Let me see what he looks like then. And I see Trevor Lawrence throwing 4 picks. That's on you. It didn't look good in the preseason, and it's not looking good now. That's on you. It's really bad. Houston's really bad. 2 bad teams. Jacksonville, make the right hire. Hire Eric Bieniemy. My preference. I'm just saying. Cincinnati and Denver. This is a really good football game. You have one really good offense against a cracker Jerry Bauman offense. You have one really good defense that can't really cover, but they can get after the quarterback. Then you have a damn good defense that can cover, get after the quarterback, defend the run. 3 good corners in Denver. Denver's pretty loaded on the defensive side of the football. They really are. I don't love their offense. I love their skill position guys, but I don't love their offense. I don't. However, Cincinnati's defense, if you can block them up front, there are plays to be made. There are. All over the field, there are plays to be made. And right now, I think if you can pressure Joe Burrow, you can pressure him. You may force a mistake or two. And their offensive line is not really good. I'm going to take Denver in this football game. I think Joe Burrow is a stud, but I think they're 1 year ahead of schedule. That's why I'm so surprised looking at their record. I was like, wow, they're kind of ahead of schedule. I think they're 1 year ahead of schedule. 1 year ahead of schedule. I would like to see them win, but no. I think they're ahead of schedule. Then you got Atlanta and San Fran. San Fran these last few weeks have reminded people why people were saying in the beginning this is a Super Bowl roster, because there is. The offensive line and the creativity of Kyle Shanahan. How he's able to scheme the running game, where he's able to basically get more blockers than there are defenders a lot of times on running plays. This is why you could just seemingly they could just put whoever in the backfield and they could run for X amount of yards. Especially a guy who's not going to deviate, one cut and go. This is why they have this success in this offense. However, when J.G. isn't pressured, he's not making mistakes. Even in crunch time, if he's not getting pressure, not making mistakes. Now, they have a damn good offensive line. They got the best left tackle in the game, in my humble opinion. Can Atlanta force him into enough mistakes? I don't think defensively they can. Atlanta, I don't think can block him up front. In San Fran, one thing they still can't do, they can't cover the back end the way they used to, but they can still get after the quarterback. They still got a plethora of pass rushers. They can kill the quarterback. I'm taking San Fran. You got Green Bay at Baltimore. And this is my lock for the week. Because, in my opinion, no matter who the hell Baltimore starts, whether they're hobbled Lamar Jackson or their backup, this game's going to get ugly real fucking fast. Real fucking fast. I expect Green Bay to win by 2 touchdowns. Easily. That's what I'm saying. I expect them to win by 2 touchdowns. Take Green Bay. The problem, even with a hobbled Lamar Jackson, this year he's been playing, I said it before, this year he's been playing from the pocket more. So teams are defending him like a pocket passer. And he's not seeing things fast enough. He's not making the reads fast enough. And he's not jetting and running like teams were afraid to blitz him before because they know he'll break, contain, and run. He's staying in the pocket, and teams are able to corral him and keep him in the pocket because he's trying to be more of a pocket passer. But guess what? Now he's being defended like a pocket passer. You got to make the reads like a pocket passer, and he's not getting it done. He is not getting it done. You have a Green Bay defense that's shown that it can get pressure with 4. Baltimore's defense, I don't think they're going to have anything to stop Aaron Rodgers and them boys. This game's going to get ugly, fast. That is my stone cold lock. Take Green Bay over Baltimore. Right now they're giving 6.5. Take that money. Easy money. New Orleans against Tampa. Tampa's giving an 11.5, right at 12. I would have Tampa as my lock because they're going against Taysom Hill, who I don't believe is an NFL quarterback. So I don't believe that he can exploit Tampa's secondary. But But because New Orleans defense has always played so well against Tom Brady, they may still force a mistake or two, even in Tampa. But Tampa, just enough to keep it close. But Tampa's a lock to win. The only question to me is how much they win by. And the fact that New Orleans' best offense, as you saw last week, I forgot Alvin Kamara is playing. Their best offense is the running game. Throwing it and handing it to Alvin Kamara. You can't run it on Tampa. You can't run it on Tampa. They've had last 3 years they've had the best rush defense. So if you go in there thinking you're just going to pound the run and play off of that, no, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So with that being said, Tampa's going to win. Then you have Vegas at Cleveland. I'm taking Cleveland because Cleveland desperately needs this game. No, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm taking Vegas. Why? Cleveland's missing too many players due to COVID. They lost their starter. I believe their backup is out for COVID too. I'm taking the Raiders. You got Minnesota at Chicago. I like Chicago, but here's the thing that pisses me off. I'm sorry. I like Chicago to make the game good, but here's the thing that pisses me off about Minnesota, and I've said this plenty of times. They're not as good as the sum of their parts. The collective is not as good as the sum of their parts. When I look at Anthony Barr, why hasn't Anthony Barr been used the way Micah Parsons been used? Why, throughout his whole career, has he not been used the way Micah Parsons has been used? You're supposed to take your talented football players and put them in positions where they can be successful and use them to their proper talents. When I see what they're doing in Dallas with Micah Parsons, realizing everything else that this kid can do, it's like, okay, you can do this, and you can do this, and you can do this, and you do all these things at a pretty high level. And we're going to keep putting you everywhere where you're going to be successful. Minnesota has never done that with Anthony Barr. And what bugs me out is Mike Zimmer is a defensive coach. It's not like you have an offensive head coach who doesn't know how to use a highly skilled defensive player. No, he is a defensive-minded coach. Minnesota will probably still win this game. I like Chicago to keep it close. But in my opinion, Mike Zimmer's out of here, and deservedly so. Those are my picks. That's my takes. Your boy, Urban Sports Guru. I'm out. Salute.